Hello viewers, welcome to a new episode of complete placement preparation series. And today in this video we will discuss this problem, which is find missing and repeating number in a list. So let us view from where I have taken this particular question. So this is taken from Geeks for Geeks, which is a very prominent competitive programming website to know about what are the different things. Geeks for Geeks is a very good source to learn each and every concept in computer science, including competitive programming as well as deep learning, machine learning, everything. So let us focus on this problem. So this is a medium category problem. So let me explain you the problem details. So in this problem, we will be given an array which will contain some numbers, let's say 1 to n. So where n is the upper bound and 1 is the lower bound. So the arrays looks something like this. So previously there is I discussed one problem which was the first problem in which we have to find the duplicate in a particular array without in order of n time complexity and order of one space complexity. So you can check that video. The link is popping up in the top of the video. Also there is a link in the description box. So this program should be an extension of what that problem was. So this problem basically has the same constraints that problem had. So we'll be having some numbers in range 1 to n, but there is a twist in this case. So here we have to find the duplicate element. Also we have to find which element is missing. So let me explain you. So let us take this example. In this array we have 6 elements. So if we have 6 elements, then what will be the range? 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So if we see carefully, we have 1, we have 2 which is appearing twice, then we have 4 5 and 6. So in this case we have to first report we have to report a repeating character which is 2 and the missing character which is 3. Sorry, not character, number. 2 and 3 should be our answer for repeating and missing. So how to do this in order of n time complexity and order of one space complexity? So that is the bigger goal that we have to achieve. And look guys, in competitive programming, whenever you are appearing for an interview or a placement, you always have to target order of n time complexity if it is possible for that particular example, and order of one space complexity. Yeah, so similar to earlier problems, here also I will be stating 3 approaches. So first is a naive approach, which will be n square or n log n time complexity. Second will be time efficient, but the third approach will be both time and space efficient. So let's start with the solution. So the first approach is very naive. So if we are dealing with an unsorted array and we have to find something missing or repeating, it is always a good practice to do sorting, because sorting in many of this array based problems, sorting is one of the steps which is involved. But it is not always the efficient one, but it is one of the part in the solution. So the first approach is based on sorting only. Since this is an unsorted array, we have to first sort it. So if we sort, we will sort it in n log n time complexity. So if I sort this particular array, what I will get is, I will get 1 2 2 4 5 and 6, right? So since we have this particular sorted array, it is now basically we have to do one iteration of this one traversal of this particular array, and we can simply check if we have to check for 2 conditions, right? First we will check that is there any consecutive elements which are same. So if you find that particular case, in this case 2 2 are the consecutive elements which are consecutive elements in the array are same, so we can simply say that 2 is repeating. And for the other missing part, we can simply check if any 2 consecutive elements has the difference of 2. So basically in consecutive numbers we always have the difference of 1, because we have 1 2 3 up to n. So the difference at any point of time between the consecutive elements should be 1. But in this case we are missing something and we have a sorted array. We can always say that if you want to find the missing missing number, then we can simply find the difference. And in this example, we can say that between 2 and 4 I have a difference of 2. So I can simply take the lower number, which is 2, and add 1, which is 3. So this is our missing number. So it is simple. So we'll have order of n log n for sorting plus order of n for this traversal part, this this finding part. So which will be overall n log n time complexity, because n log n is the dominating factor. And space time complexity is order of 1 only, so that is not an issue. But time complexity is order of n log n. So this is something that we have to reduce. It is accepted, but it is not a very well it is not an efficient code. So let's go towards the next approach. So yeah, in this approach, we will try to basically optimize this order of n log n time complexity to order of n. So for that, we might take the help of extra space. So we often end up in getting order of n space complexity. But since in every competitive programming platform, we have this liberty to use some space, so we can use this space. So it's not an issue, but it is not the most efficient approach, but you can use this approach, right? So in this particular approach, what we'll do is we will use counting. So how counting? So basically it will visit each and every element, and we'll keep a note of what elements we have processed and what we will just keep a present absent kind of a register thing. So what we'll do is we will make a new array of the same size of what we have. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay. So basically we will use this indexes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Since the indexing starts from 0, what we'll take is this will be used for 1, 2, 3, 4 and similarly 6. So basically this is nothing but index plus 1. So what we'll do is we'll simply traverse this array. So if we traverse this array, we will get 1. So we will mark here 1. So initialized by 0. First of all, initially we will initialize this array by 0, all zeros. Then we will visit this first element, we will receive 1. So what we will do is we will take this index and plus 1. So, or we can simply take this element and minus 1, which is our index. I will increment this 0 to 1. Similarly for 2, I will get 1, and then 3, there is no 3, but we will have 4, 5 and 6. And for again this 2, I will increment this 1 to 2. So at the end of this iteration, we will have this state for this particular array. So since we have this state, we can simply use this particular state and traverse this state. So whenever at whichever index we have 2, this element is missing. So for wherever the 2 is present, we will use that index and we'll increment that plus that index, and we'll have the repeating answer. Similarly for missing, we'll have 1, 0 in this particular array. So this 0th element and whatever this index is, we'll just simply add 1 to index, and that is our missing element. So that's how it is done. So we are using an extra array for particular for this finding missing and repeating number. So let's go towards the next approach, which is like the best approach for which we can find the solution. So this approach is time complexity will be order of n only. But in space complexity, we will be reducing the order of n to order of 1. So this is the best part of this particular approach. Yeah, so let me explain this particular approach. So since we have the values in the range 1 to n, including n, but for indexing we can't use indexing for 0 for 1 to n. So if we are storing the value n, then we'll have the indexes 0 to n minus 1. So what we will do is, in this same array, we will mark the presence for each and every element which is present in this range by using their indexes. So for any particular value, let's say I want to mark the presence of a value k. So I will put its presence at the index k minus 1. So if I take a value for k, for example, if I want to store the presence of 5, then I will store its presence, or I will mark its presence as at fourth index. So this is the main crux of this particular approach. So since marking its present should not hamper the actual value for that particular actual value for that particular index. So if you see this is an unsorted array, right? So since here we are having 4 at this particular point, which is index 2, but its present will be marked at 3, right? So in the same way we can like actually corrupt the array. So we don't want to corrupt that array. So we will simply use the negative value, which is -1 for this particular task. So how it will be used? So whenever I reach an element, I will take this element, let's say for 1. I will go to its particular index, which is 0. So this is same element, by the way, but I will go to the particular index, which is array of 0, and I will first of all check. So here I will take the absolute value of 1, so which is 1 only, but I will check if this particular value is greater than 1 or not, sorry, greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, then I will simply multiply -1 to this. So what it will happen? This value will be converted to -1. Similarly, I will do it again till I don't violate this condition. So if I go to 2, next element, I will again see this that 2 minus 1 1, which is the same element. I will negate this value to -2. For 4 minus 3, 4 minus 1, which is 3. The third index is this. So I will go to this index and I will negate the value that is present at this index. So as soon as we reach this element, we have -5. But I will take the 5 value as absolute value, and then I will take the I will calculate the index. So 5 minus 1, which is 4. So that's why I said here I will take the absolute value for that particular the value which I am processing. So 5 minus 1 is 4. So I will go to the index 4, which is 6. Since it is not negative, I will negate it again and move forward. Then I will reach 2. So if you can see this, 2 is repeating. So 2 is the repeating number. So when I am processing 2, I will take the absolute value of 2, which is 2. 2 minus 1, which is 1. So I will go to the index 1. I have reached this index. Since this value is already negative, which is less than 0, -2 is less than 0, I can simply say that I have already visited this element once, and I am not going to repeat it. I'm not going to visit it again. So what this says is the index 1 is already visited. So what is index 1? Index 1 is nothing but the presence absence marker for index plus 1, which is 2. So if I am reaching in the index 1 twice, then it is simply stating that I am repeating. I have the number 2 in repeating. Correct? So if you don't get this particular thing, don't worry, you will get to know in the code section. So I can say I get to know that 2 is the repeating number, right? So sorry, if you are this will be a negative value only. Sorry, because if you are visiting -6, then it is 5 only here. This will be also negative at the end. So the state of the array after this first iteration. So in the first iteration, we will get to know that 2 is the repeating number, but we still don't know what is the missing number. What is the number that I am missing? So if I complete the traversal, then I will have the state which is -1, -2, 4, -5, -6, -2, right? And the indices will be 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there is one interesting thing to note here, that all the numbers are negative except one element, which is 4. So 4 is at index 2. So what I can say is the index, the 2 is the index, is the absent marker and present marker for the value 3. So I can say that 3 is the value which I haven't visited in the traversal. So the value which is missing is 3, right? So in this way we can find, so we are not using an extra space, we are using the same array in, like, we are passing twice, but it is okay, we are having the time complexity as order of n only. So let's code this out. Let us start. For I in array, if array of absolute of I minus 1 is greater than 0, if this is the case, then what I will do is I will simply multiply uh, minus 1 to this, and else we will simply save it as repeating in a variable r, because since we have to return this particular thing, we have to save it somehow. We have got the repeating element. Let's go towards the, so in here I will use the n value which is given. So we will be iterating through the indexes. For each index I will try to find the positive value. So if there's only one positive value, so it will simply finish it in a small amount of time, and I will get the missing element, so which is I plus 1. Since I have the repeating and missing value, I will simply have to first write the repeating value, which is r comma m, and then I will return. Let's compile this code. So I think our output is working fine. It is similar to the one which is in the example. Let's submit this code. Yeah, so the code is submitted in 0.41 seconds, so I think which is pretty good. In gigs for gigs, we can't see how much this code is efficient, but I think if you're following the right approach, then we don't have to worry about how efficient is this. It is more important to gauge the approach. So that's it in this video, guys. Like, share, and comment on this channel. Do subscribe it if you are a new viewer. Please give your support. You can ping me on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I'm available on all social platforms, and also I have a Discord channel. The link will be in the description box, so you can post your queries there also. So keep liking, keep sharing, keep earning, keep learning. So that's all, and have a nice day.